Somebody told me that somebody told them that you told them you wanted to see me.
That's right. Just came this morning.
Oh, yes?
From the music college.
Yes, I see.
Mr. Chalford.
Yes, I can read, Mrs. Sharples. Re Anthony Parsons. Blah, 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 blah. At 4:30 this afternoon. Very good, very good.
Thought you said you could read. You've missed the last paragraph.
And we thank you for the interest that you have shown.
And wish there were more people like me.
And wish there were more people... Yeah, point taken.
So he doesn't seem to think I've taken too much on.
No, well, I just hope he's right. Though I don't know, I still fear, Mrs. Sharples, that it's a bit dangerous dabbling with a family.
You're a teacher.
Try to be.
You had a lad in your class and he showed promise of getting to university, and you knew his parents were against it. Would you discourage that lad?
No, I'd encourage.
Thank you very much.
But then I'm a professional.
Meaning I'm an amateur. Listen, Kev Barlow, after the number of years' practice I've had interfering in other folks' affairs, I'm a professional too. I'm a professional busybody and proud of it.
Yes, all right, I'll ask. It's the surveyors. They want to know if they have to go ahead with Hawthorne Grove.
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said? Have they to go ahead?
I said yes.
Yes. Yes, it seems to be all right. Yes, I will. Yes, sir. Well, that's that.
That's right.
Alan, are you flaming mad?
Possibly, but then all successful businessmen are, you know. Otherwise, they'd all be driving the 53 bus down from Cheetham Hill to Old Trafford.
I sometimes wish you were.
Then we wouldn't be going to live in Hawthorne Grove, would we?
I don't care. All I want to do is to go into Maggie Clegg's shop, ask for half a pound of margarine, look her straight in the eye and put my money down on the table.
Yes, that's the way women think. Well, men don't. I prefer best butter to margarine.
All right, then, best butter, as long as I plunk my money down.
Look, Elsie, things don't work like that. It's all in here for the accountant. There's a salon in Huddersfield, a salon in Leeds, there's the garage up at Ashby, there's the motel down at Sandwich.
Motel? This is the first I've heard of this.
Shares, just off the motorway.
Well, you don't tell me much, do you?
Look, love, even in prehistoric times, when a man went out to slay a dinosaurus, he didn't say to his wife, I'm going out to slay a dinosaurus. He said, I'm going out for a few minutes. He went out and slew the dinosaurs. He came back and said, cook that for supper.
Big shot.
Look, Elsie, we need the house in Hawthorne Grove, with the lattice windows and the fitted carpets and the central heating. So that when people come to visit us, they think I'm capable of earning a few bob. They come to visit me here, they think I'm not capable of killing a mouse, much less a dinosaur.
Alan,
Yes.
leave us 1 and 10 for half a pound of best butter, will you? That's if you've got it.
No, I bet he's not got 2 halfpennies to rub together. He struts down the street as if he was King Dick. Do you know, I've just said good morning to him. He never even looked at me.
Things must be weighing rather heavily on his mind.
Well, let's hope so, Miss Nugent. Let's hope that he doesn't forget the little matter of £30 he owes me for the wedding night.
Well, what I say is he should go to prison like any other fellow what's common people.
That's a very cruel thing to say.
Well, he's flaming criminal.
I don't think he's set out deliberately to con anybody. He's a businessman and things went wrong. And for that matter, Emma, your own mother was reading teacups for private gain a few years ago.
You're getting rotten personal, aren't you?
You're the one who's being personal. You don't like Alan or Elsie because they've tried to get on a bit. And because things haven't worked out, you'd see them hung, as the saying goes.
Miss Nugent's inclined to get a little tedious at times.
I know, that's why no feller'll have her.
Don't let it get cold.
This smells smashing.
Right. Come on then and get stuck in. After...
Oh, yes. For what we're about to receive, O Lord, may we be truly thankful.
Amen. Oh, this is Miss Nugent, the lady that works downstairs.
Hello, Tony. Has Mrs. Sharples told you the good news?
What news?
I haven't had time.
Well, I'll leave it to Mrs. Sharples.
How would you like to play on a really good piano?
Has somebody important played on it?
Oh, no doubt in the past and quite probably in the future.
Yes, great.
Right, then I'll be waiting for you.
Miss Nugent.
Grace.
Oh. For what we are about to receive, may the Lord make us truly thankful.
Amen.
Amen.
Dave Smith says he'll teach Alan a lesson for selling him a Duff hairdressing salon. He says Alan's got no flair for business.
Well, Dave Smith couldn't have had much flair when he bought the salon.
Well, that's what I said. But he said he bought it purely as an income tax loss. Every honest businessman should have an income tax loss lying around somewhere, he said.
Got his head screwed on right, that fella, you know.
How did you mean, love? No flair?
Well, like selling fancy cars and going in for racing. You know, when the real money's in flogging second-hand Fords to working-class fellas who want HP. Hey, sure, he has some of the ideas he's got for this place if he ever bought it.
Beg your pardon?
Oh, I don't think he's really interested. I think he was just talking to Sir Frank Ridley the other night. You know, the brewery boss. Oh, dear.
Well, I'd better be getting back or else Maggie Clegg will be moaning she's had no dinner hour.
Yeah, I'll come with you and get some fish and chips. I don't fancy eating here to Telsey's.
Yeah. I don't think he really meant it, Auntie Anne. It's just that, well, you know the way he likes to hear himself talk.
I don't suppose he did, love. It's just that people are talking as though someday the Rovers might be sold. What would I do?
Don't worry. If that ever happened, we'd stick guns out of the windows and defy him.
Oh, I feel so insecure.
Look, go and cook me some bacon and egg for my dinner, and I'll serve the lynch mob over there.
Well, I said to the chap, I said, look, I said, when I sold you that property, I said, it was up to your solicitor to do a search on it. And that's what you pay the big bill for. I didn't know there was going to build an overspill of 20,000 in your back garden. Oh.
I bet you did, Willie.
Oh, rumours, yes, rumours, but you can't depend on rumours.
Hey, there's a man could put a bit of brass in his pocket if he wanted. Your partner, Councillor Leonard Fairclough, Esquire.
He's right there. I mean, member of the housing committee, he could tell his friends what they're pulling down, what they're putting up. Eh?
How are you fixed for having your teeth kicked down your throat? Oh, he's too honest, is Len Fairclough.
Oh, the day is long. I mean, that woman who lives down the road, what's her name now? Elsie, I bet she's beginning to think she backed the wrong horse. I mean, she could have had also.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Look, take it easy, Willie. Ease up a bit. We're only ragging each other, you know. None of us meant what we said. We're just sort of passing the time until we hear from our friend. Eh?
I've heard from him.
Oh, aye.
I've just left Alan in the street. He was coming back from his accountant's.
Was he carrying a sackload of money?
He said that they've arranged a meeting between us lot tonight at 8 o'clock in the Mechanics' Hall, Tutbury Street.
Why didn't he come and tell us himself?
8 o'clock tonight.
There goes my night's telly.
Everything's going to be sorted out then.
Well, that's something anyway. Look, I tell you what, Fairclough. Seeing as you're his pal and his messenger, as you might say, how about buying us a round of drinks and charging it up to him and we'll get it sorted out tonight, eh?
Lucy, love.
I'm not on your side, you know, Len. I'm still gunning for him for that money. But if that's the big league over there, I'll stick in the 3rd division.
I want a round, love.
Well, that's a whiskey for Mr. Piggin, isn't it? And I think it's a brandy for John.
No, it's a pint for Langton here, a pint for me, a sherry for yourself, whatever it is. And that's all.
No offence, brothers.
Brothers.
That's right, Len. I mean, the same currency that runs through my veins runs through yours, you know. I'll buy the round, love. Hey, you're looking pretty tonight, then.
Money. Is that all you fellas ever think about?
Oh, is it Eric? I've just said you look pretty, so I must be thinking of you.
Well, don't.
Oh, I see. Is she yours, then?
Am I yours?
Let's say she's one of us lot, eh? And leave it at that.
Your lot. Do you know what you are round here? A great bunch of misfits and has-beens, and the only thing you've got in common is that your bins are emptied on the same day.
What a pity you weren't emptying them.
Oh, I have done. I've been a medding man. I had two. I had a business, you know, that went collapsed like our friends. And the only job I could get until I could get back on my feet was tipping bins. I even had to tip the bin of the fellow what helped me go bust.
I should have brought me violin.
It was then that I made up my mind that money was everything. They don't want to know you if you haven't got it. And they all want you if you have. Including women.
Count me out for a start.
Oh, no, love. If I offered you 10,000 quid for services rendered, oh, not that I would mind, but if I did, you'd pick up your skirts and run off like Mary L out of this district with me 10,000 stuffed down your stocking top.
You rotten, lousy pig!
You take those flaming words
Leave
back,
him
mate.
alone, mate. Leave him alone. You'll soil your hands.
You tell me, why are you in business?
To get on, what else?
And you? To afford me ale, which is 2 and 4pence a pint.
So, you let Len go?
I wasn't up to going to the pub.
No, but you let him go instead when you knew that they were expecting you.
Elsie, I've got to have time to think. I've got phone calls to make. I don't want any food.
Well, that was a waste of time, wasn't it?
I'm just not hungry, I'm sorry.
I wonder what else is a waste of time.
Meaning what?
Like all those big businesses you were telling me about this morning.
All right, so exaggerated. It was for your peace of mind for no other reason.
Like the salon in Leeds.
It's my wife's. My first wife's. I managed it for her.
Oh. And was it all her money that was behind the other madcap schemes like motor racing and garages?
There's only one garage. I happen to be a first-class mechanic.
First-class summit.
Look, I'm not going to argue with you. I've got to make some phone calls to my creditors. Tell them about the meeting tonight and decide what I'm going to tell them. I can't pay them.
That's right. Use my phone. It's still in my name. I'll pay the bill.
You.
Go on, say it. You called it me once before. But whatever am I going to call you? Oh, no wonder you wanted to live tally with me. We'd have lived very comfortably on me army allowance, wouldn't we? You're no fool, are you?
Is that what you think? Is that what you honestly think?
There was no need for you to come.
I wanted to, Mrs. Sharples. I needed a breath of fresh air.
Why, has it been a rough day?
Oh, not really. It's just that Mr. Bishop insists on me going to the meeting of the creditors tonight. Mr. Howard owes us for some brochures we did for him.
Why can't any bishop go himself?
He would do, but, well, he's got to go to a Bible reading.
I wonder if he's read that bit about forgiving trespasses.
That's what I said to him, more or less, but he said a labourer's worthy of his hire and we should be paid for the work done by the sweat of our brows. Actually, we gave the work to a printer's.
Tony! Tony, come on!
That's right, love, come on.
Hi, thought you'd gone to bed.
That's my comb.
Is it?
Yes, it is. And what are you doing with it? Can't you get one of those from where you work? And another thing, why don't you go and touch yourself up there instead of over my tabletop?
Oh, pardon me for existing.
And turn that flaming wireless off, will you?
Transistor.
Transistor, then.
Oh, you're in one of your better moods tonight, aren't you?
Did you hear what I said? Get it turned off.
There's no place
Home?
like home.
Not your home. You weren't invited here. You invited yourself. You're like a lot of other people that think it's their home. Well, it isn't. It's mine. My home, right?
I'll see you later.
Yes, much later.
Don't let her see raw meat. She's not been fed yet. Oh, what do you want to throw at me, Elsie? They don't have them now, do they, at fairgrounds, where you have to knock the girl into the water? Oh, I'll tell you what else is gone. Collins' dragons with them little figures blowing trumpets and bashing cymbals die over the waves. Nowadays you just throw rubber rings to win goldfish and little plastic back. Oh, this looks good. I'll warm it up for you. Whew. It's all cables and diesels. No traction engines. Les used to swear sights on rifle ranges have been bent. Shoot a doll, he'd say, and you win a clay pipe. I've put the kettle on.
Never thought you and me were the best of friends, Maggie.
No, we're not been. We might have been. You never can tell.
Never said it before, but always meant to. Was always very sorry about you and Les.
That's nice of you, but... Well, that's the way it's worked out. He thought he'd do better on his own.
But if he was in any trouble, what would you do? I mean, even after he'd left you?
Well, if he was in trouble, real trouble, I'd have to go to him, wouldn't I?
What about Alan?
Oh, men. They're just daft kids, aren't they? They think they can drink, they think they can become big tycoons, and as soon as anything goes wrong, they don't ask us, they just expect us to blow their noses for them. But, well, Alan's a bit different.
Is he?
Well, take me in my shop. Every week I place dozens of orders for this, that and the other, and I pay once a month when I get the invoices. Now, just suppose for some reason or other nobody came to my shop to buy anything, Elsie. I couldn't pay those bills. If only somebody had given Alan another month, he might have gone on to own 100 garages and 1,000 hairdressing salons. And the Queen might have knighted him.
You better go and do what you came to do. Make the tea.
Of course. Oh, you know what it's like once you start talking.
Elsie,
Yes?
would you warm up the stew? I'm hungry.
I've eaten it.
Oh.
We'd always do you some sausage and bacon with an egg on the top.
Would you mind?
Of course not.
Are we friends?
Yes, love.
Didn't know whether to come down wearing a crash helmet or not.
Well, it's always advisable to have one handy, just in case.
Sorry, love.
So am I.
There were some pretty unpleasant things were said. They weren't meant.
Yes, they were. And some of them are true, too.
Well, what happens now?
I'll tell you what happens now. I'm going in there to make your meal. And you're going upstairs to get changed and dressed for that meeting. That's what happens now.
Elsie, you know what I mean about forgiving and forgetting.
We can forgive, but we won't forget. There'll be more of these rows, you know.
I hope not.
I'm afraid so. That's us. Still, as long as we come back together again. Crash helmets or not, eh?
Yeah.
Shall I grill 'em or fry 'em?
Let them decide for themselves.
Oh, I'm so
so pleased.
Well, I'm glad I didn't let you down, Mrs. Sharples.
But you did let me down, lad. You let me down very badly. You had mucky hands. Now think on you keep them hands clean. Mozart was a lot younger than you when he started playing, and I'll bet he never had mucky hands.
Of course, you could carry a pair of white gloves in your pocket, just in case you forgot.
Hello. Thanks for phoning, Miss Nugent. Well, congratulations, Tony. Here, there's a chance of a scholarship.
Oh, all because of Mrs. Sharples.
Was it, Tech? It was because of your piano playing, mucky hands and all.
Right, anyway, I bought something to celebrate with. Can you get 4 glasses, please, Miss Nugent?
Going out tonight?
You bothered?
Just asking, that's all.
Might just as well. Nothing else to stay in for.
You're not harping on that little set to we had, are you? Forget it.
Forget it, just like that.
Yeah, well, it runs in the family, you know. Didn't your mother ever tell you? The fighting Grimshaws, they used to call us. If he went for a tea party and somebody didn't throw something at somebody else, it just wasn't a tea party.
No, she never mentioned the good old days. Perhaps she wasn't very proud of them.
If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs.
Eh?
Oh, it's a bit of poetry. It's supposed to be good advice when things are going all right, but when they're not, it's rather like saying to the Christian just before you throw him to the lions, it's all right, mate, as long as you don't panic.
Are you panicking?
Just a bit, yeah. Clean shirt hides it. It's a hug.
Hello, mate.
Come aboard, we're sinking.
I'll go upstairs and get your clean hanky, eh?
All right, thanks.
And make me peace with Sandra on the way.
What's the handkerchief for? A blindfold?
Well, you know what the women folk are like. They think you're going to somewhere important. They like to have a clean hanky, don't they?
They're gathering.
Oh. The wind was in the right direction. We could hear Annie's till ringing from here. Well, ask not for whom the bell tolls.
I thought you might like a pint in the Flying Horse, then we could stroll down to the Mechanics' Hall.
Well, it's a nice idea, but I do think I should go down there by myself. Besides, however you feel personally, you're on their side, you know.
A bit later, then?
Yes, fine.
There's no else for it, is there?
No.
Alan.
Good luck.
You don't really want to go, do you?
Well, it's one of those painful duties, alas.
Oh, come off your high horse for once.
I was knocked from my high horse, Lucille, if that is the way you wish to put it, earlier today when you informed me that people were actually talking about taking over the roads. The only security I now have is money, and I certainly cannot afford to write £30 off to charity.
Oh, all right, then I'll look after the pub for you. But go easy on him. Mind you, you must be making nearly 30 quid an extra trade.
Well, I spoke to Gordon on the phone, and he says the best thing we can do is to let Alan pay us off £1 a week. I mean, it's just a matter of adding a bit extra onto Elsie's order.
And I want the money now, and I'm a partner.
Well, you're just being vindictive.
Well, maybe I am. It'll take 'em down a peg or two. Honeymoon in Paris, posh house in Cheshire. Mind you, about half them people in Cheshire's got there by fiddling people like us, you know.
This little party should teach you a lesson, shouldn't it?
How do you mean?
Ah, the laughter, the merriment, the mad gaiety of it all. It's like a flaming wake. I've heard more dirty jokes tonight than I've heard in the last 10 years. And if we don't get what Alan Howard owes us and the other money that's owing to us, we'll be next.
Human nature, isn't it? It's made their day, isn't it?
That's what I mean. And we haven't paid for them supplies we sold to Pigott for the university job yet.
Well, it's coming up to 8 o'clock now, so we'd better sup up, lads. Get down to the Hall of Enchantment and watch Howard and his accountant doing the double act, eh?
I've just seen some of them getting into their cars, ready to go to the meeting.
Well, let them wait. I said 8 o'clock. It won't be a minute before, a minute after.
Alan.
Yes.
What do you think they'll do?
Well, they can do one of two things. They can either bankrupt me, throw me to the wolves, or they can give me a fighting chance.
What do you think they'll do?
Elsie, that's what I'm going to the meeting to find out.
Alan, I'm going across the Rovers now for a drink. But I'll be there, sweating it out with you, just as if I was in that hall.
I know.
See you.
Alan?
Yeah.
I looks towards you.
It catches your eye.